Oh, good, sir. How about yourself?
If you just mind leaving them alone, okay? They don't want you talking to them, so could you just move on?
Here, why don't we go behind here?
Well, let's go over here.
Well, no, wait a second. I'm sorry.
Mr. Menzies,
No, no,
over here.
I'm sorry. No, no.
They don't want you to talk to them, okay? So
Yeah,
I'm
they're in a public. They're in a public place, officer. So I will talk to them.
Please move out of the way. I'm losing my
Okay, I'm
patience
moving out of
with
the
you.
way
I've
right
asked
now.
you 5 times, okay?
Okay.
I'm standing in the roadway. I don't want to get hit by a car. So please move.
Here, come over here, officer. What is the crime I'm committing right now? What is the crime? I'm not obstructing
Mr.
you.
Menzies, please move out of the way, okay?
I am here asking.
Lawful order to leave these people alone. You're telling me you're not going to. So if you don't follow my directions, get your microphone out of my face.
You came to me, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Asking you to move back out of the way.
Okay, well, as far as I know, the practice of journalism is not illegal yet. So, unless I'm mistaken, you can write me up for a
What's gonna
ticket.
happen, okay, Mr. Menzies? You're going to leave this area. I've asked you not to harass these people. If you come back and you speak with them, you will be arrested for.
I am on a public piece of land. You have no right whatsoever to make me leave this area.
I do have a right to allow.
Can you quote me the law, sir?
Okay, yeah, criminal harassment. Okay, they've asked you to not speak with them and not to bother them.
Conducting journalism, sir.
You are arrestable for that.
I am arrestable for harassment? Is he not able to answer the questions?
In the course of my duties to inform you that you are not to harass people. That's why I'm here speaking with you.
Okay, then you're going to write me a ticket for
I
harassment.
didn't say that I'm going to write you a ticket. I
Okay,
told
so
you
I'm trying to
move on
figure
and
out
leave
what-
these people alone, or you're going to get arrested for criminal harassment.
And I know you don't believe in freedom of the
You
press.
stand there and be quiet.
No, I will not be quiet.
Then you will be arrested if you approach these people.
Arrested for talking. Is that what we're into now? And asking questions is harassment?
If they don't want
spoken to,
contact
yes,
with
and
you, then
absolutely.
Really? Can I see the criminal code violation that spells that out?
Yeah. Anybody has a right to not be harassed. Okay. So
Okay,
you
and-
you can move away from me. Please get the microphone out of my face. Okay.
What is the benchmark of harassment?
Anybody that doesn't want to be harassed. Okay. Please move out of the way. I've told you. To
I
stop.
think you're harassing me, officer. Well, there you go, folks. It's kind of like, I don't know, talking to a Coke machine when you put the loonie in and the soda doesn't come out. They're turning into automated vending machines right now. They won't answer the questions. They came to me. They're talking about people being harassed. I don't think we were harassing anyone. This is a counter protest. Usually people that are doing a protest or a counter protest want publicity. But evidently, asking questions, according to these two fine members of the Aylmer Police Service, that is verboten.
Well, that was the scene earlier this month in Aylmer, Ontario, just across the street from the Church of God. Even though the church had its locks changed, forcing services to occur outdoors, there was a very small protest by the Aylmer trans community, which seems to number, 2 people. Prior to the cops arriving, I attempted to interview the transgender protesters, to little avail. I had wrapped the interview and was speaking to some Rebel News supporters when those 2 Keystone cops arrived to tell me to stop asking impolite questions on public land. Astonishing. In any event, you had plenty to say about this most recent law enforcement fiasco. Catherine Jenkins writes, LMAO, wait, trans want to be accepted but don't want others accepted? Do they know what happens in communist countries to people of their persuasion? Well, you nailed it, Catherine. The trans community is increasingly vocal about acceptance and tolerance. And yet, where is their acceptance and tolerance of, say, Christians who simply want to worship? Well, apparently, tolerance and acceptance, they are not a two-way street. Uday Sidhu writes, cops are supporting left who want them dead or banned. Irony lost on some, what pathetic cops. Yes, Uday, and the irony is perverse, isn't it? I'd bet you a donut that those lefty protesters for sure support the idea of police being defunded, but when they are asked insensitive questions, they pick up the phone and dial 911. Suddenly the police are useful when they believe a thought crime is being committed against them, and those 2 bozos with badges are all too happy to be at their beck and call. Unbelievable. Christine Green writes, funny how cops don't go after mainstream media. Oh, of course not, Christine. They are pretty much on the same team with the mainstream media being increasingly funded by the government. They are essentially the propaganda arm of the government, while the police serve as the government's muscle. And while diversity is championed, a diversity of opinion regarding an increasing number of issues is now strictly verboten. Ting writes, policemen say, quote, "I'm standing in the roadway and I don't want to get hit by a car," end quote. I know, Ting, can you believe the utter stupidity? And somehow someone thought it was a good idea to allow this person to have access to lethal force. You know, we do try to back the blue here at Rebel News, but cops like those two, well, it makes it increasingly hard to do so. And Lao Tor writes, they believe in the science of lockdowns, but rather than stay home, they come out to harass Christians. They want the police defunded while begging police to protect them from a journalist's question. Police obediently comply. This country has become a joke. Yes, Lau, and it would appear that the joke is on us, the vast majority of Canadians who want to live their lives freely, but are being prevented from doing so. Wow, Florida is looking better and better every single day. Well, that wraps up another edition of Rebel Roundup. Thanks so much for joining us. See you next week. And hey, folks, never forget, without risk, there can be no glory. Good night. Hey, folks, that was an excerpt from my show, Rebel Roundup. Now, to get the full meal deal, why not go to Rebel News Plus, sign up, and never miss a Rebel News Plus show in the future.